Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, you see the title, you see it up there. We are reviewing season 2, episode 4 of Reasonable Doubt. So this is not going to be a very long review because this episode we learned a lot of different things, but we did have an opportunity. Oh, housekeeping. Please like, if you want to support this channel for the free, hit that like button, subscribe, and once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of movies and television series that I have reviewed. If you want to support me monetarily, you see my cash app floating down at the bottom. Memberships are available, or if you'd like to do a super chat, that's fine as well. Support, support, support. So let's get into this really quick. So this episode for me was informative. We got some more information, and we'll go over that in our Chanel in our segment of Chanel, what you did, boo, so we can kind of keep up with this mystery about how JT was pruned from the timeline. So basically, in this episode, Jax and is his name Corey? I can't think of what the attorney Corey. He decides that Chanel may benefit, or just to be able to sway the jurors, if there is a primetime interview. So you remember that he was having sexual relationships with one of the at the beginning of the series. We saw him having sexual relations with the lady, and it ended up that she's a news reporter. And so he gets her to do the interview, and he wants to be able to control the interview because he figures, hey, they're dating. He can kind of control the narrative and what's asked of Chanel. Baby, they do the little interview, but before the interview goes through, Chanel takes us through flashbacks about her relationship with the JT. And oh my gosh, you see him woo her, you see all the little different things that were going on. It was fascinating to see how it then turned into a descent of DV and control and everything. And she thought she was helping him. I think he was in some kind of pain. It was a whole lot of different things. And he would do this and then turn around. I love you, baby. This is not me. It's not me. Just this big cycle that she was going through. And we learned a few things. We learned that the man in the black SUV is actually JT's business manager. We also learned that JT introduced Adrian to the business manager. So that leaves me to question about this money, because Chanel doesn't seem to know about this money, because I thought she knew about the money, but it seems like Chanel doesn't know about this money. Is the business manager trying to siphon JT's money? And did Adrian find out and he took the money and put it in a whole different company or something like this? Because the man mentioned $30 million real clear. So did he find out that this man was stealing money from JT? Because it appears like JT had some kind of a disorder, a pain disorder or something like that. So I'm wondering, did he realize that and he started siphoning money out of JT's account, and JT wasn't really paying that much attention to it? I'd be interested to know that. But she takes us through. We see them court. We see them, go through their whole marriage and everything like that. And from the outside, everything looked fine, but he was whooping her tail. And it didn't even appear. She was doing everything she could to make those bruises not be bruises, honey. He was punching her in the face and doing all kinds of stuff. It was something to see. We see Adrian go in. I'm skipping around because I don't. It was a good episode, but it wasn't as meaty as I wanted it to be, because I guess because of the flashback. Now let's get to Lewis Jackson, their son. Their son wants to go out for Hamilton. His dad kind of clowned him about it. he gets back to school. The boy gets back to school. He ends up beating up some kid, gets suspended for beating up the kid. And then we realize Lewis has a talk with him, and we realize that he actually wasn't really, it just that the kid was just the wrong place at the wrong time and probably said the wrong thing. But he was really mad at his father because his father clowned him. Because, Lewis was like, you need to play basketball. You need to play basketball. And he's like, I like basketball, but I also want to be able to be in plays and to act and stuff like that. And he doesn't understand why he has to be pigeonholed into doing one. He can do the rest of them. He can do them all. And I thought that was a good scene to show how sometimes we pigeonhole, especially our young men. We pigeonhole our young men thinking that, if they're 6 feet tall, you need to be playing basketball, or if they can run, you need to be in football. You need to, we pigeonhole them through them to sports because we know that they can make a lot of money with sports. But that's not all that young man wanted to do. And this is the time, with him being as young as he is, to be able to explore the different things that he'd like to do. So I'm happy that they had that conversation. I'm happy that Lewis understood that words have consequences. Your kids hear you when you say certain things. And I'm also glad to see that they raising their kids enough that they can be able to speak on it instead of just being mad and not saying anything. So I really did appreciate that. We see Adrian going in and put $10 million into this particular LLC account. You see Jax's PI suss it out, pull the information out, get and figure it out. And so now they're trying to figure out what's going on. What is this LLC? Does Chanel know about this LLC? I think that he should be doing a little bit more investigating, because that money is key to me, is at possibly who killed JT. So let's get to this interview. Chanel is doing this interview. She's going back and forth with the interview. She's holding her own. They go over the 911 call. Chanel kind of blanks out a little bit. Jax hurries up and she stops the interview. Corey's upset about that because he's like, that just messes up the momentum, that messes up the stuff. But she's like, you see she's upset. And he's like, I keep asking, you're a little too close to this. You're not allowing things to play out. And she had a panic attack while she was in there doing that. But they complete the interview. She comes back. She completes the interview. And I applaud Chanel for being able to speak her truth. So then we get, where are we? We see that Jax has a panic attack. She calls her doctor for more drugs. So then Chanel has another flashback. But the day that she was getting ready to leave, she gets ready to leave. JT is not going to let her leave. That man punched her in the face, just whoop, whoop. And I was just shocked. I was like, oh, Lord, girl, how was you? Oh, Lord. Woo, I don't understand how she was taking all of them hits like the way he was. And he got so angry because she said that she wanted to take the girls with her. He got so angry, he started choking her. And we see that, and we see her life just kind of flashing. And then all of a sudden we hear boop. And then we see JT to the floor, and we see Chanel sitting up, getting up. So now we realize Chanel wasn't the one who hit the person on the head. So who is Chanel protecting? Who is Chanel protecting? I don't know. But let's add this to the stage. Let's get this to the stage, because this is where we are at, unraveling all the information that we get. And Chanel, what you did, boo? So now we asked the first question. You see that them have been strike through. Did you kill JT? We put, you did not hit him, as we see from this episode 4. Somebody hit JT. And did you take the $30 million? I still think Adrian has that $30 million, and he's the one that changed all that other stuff. Why did you run? She didn't think she'd win. We're just going back over who you talking on the phone. We realized it was Adrian. So why are you with the guy with the sneakers? It's all about him being kind of her savior, a lover, and a safe space from JT's abuse. Did Adrian kill JT? He's high on my suspect list, but I don't think that he is the one that she would be protecting. Who hit JT? Who hit JT in the head? Why do I feel like it's his oldest daughter? Who are you protecting, Chanel? Could it be that oldest daughter? Did JT's business manager steal JT's money? It's looking like to me at this point that he is in some kind of game of trying to get JT's money. And Chanel being in jail is just an easy way for him to be able to take her money. Lewis and Jax, your son needs your support. Let that baby try out for that play. Y'all go to the play and support him. Let him do what he needs to do. Now, I know that there was a lot of stuff, but again, there was a lot of flashback stuff, and I didn't want to go over inch by inch by inch of that flashback of the flashbacks because it was good as far as giving us reference about JT and JT's relationship. Thank you so much, Dominique. Yes, it was good. It was a good episode, and it was good, and it gave us a lot of reference about what's going on. So, what do you all think for next episode? Let me see. That's coming out next week. Let me see if they have a title for it. So next week, what is it? It says guilty until proven innocent. That's the next episode. So they should be going to court. In this next episode, they should be going to court. And we should be hearing the prosecution's case to be laid out against Chanel. I think that this is going to be good because, again, and we haven't talked about this before because this was definitely on last episode. What's going on with this prosecutor, and what is this prosecutor hiding? Who is she running from? So they've got a little backstory. So that probably won't take place until next episode because I'm still interested in that's going on. And I'm still trying to figure out what this business manager is doing with this money and why is he trying to get this $30 million? And how much is JT worth for $30 million to be gone like that? And is that all of his money? I'm going to have to go back to episode 1 because they were talking about his finances then. Because she said that she was broke, which she was. She only had a certain amount of money, and I think that looks like the money she had from when she was working. So I am curious to see and know how much money that is and how much money she has from JT. And is that $30 million all the money that they have? So, but anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. We're going to come back next week and we're going to hopefully get the answers to our third box of questions. We're going to have to move some stuff around because our little box is getting full. And I know we're going to have questions and hopefully we'll have some answers for the questions that we have this week. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.